myself, Dr. Piyasha Babu, working as Professor and Head, EC Department. So in this video, I am going to discuss about the transmission lines, basics of transmission lines. So here, what is a transmission line? Transmission lines are nothing but guided conducting structures which are used in power distribution at low frequencies in communications and computer networks at higher frequencies. I repeat once again, the transmission lines are nothing but the guided conducting structures which are used in power distribution at low frequencies and in communications and computer networks at higher frequencies. So based upon our requirement, we can use at low frequencies and we can use at the high frequencies. Based upon our application, we can use the transmission lines at low frequencies and we can use the transmission lines at high frequencies. So a transmission line is a means of transfer of information from one point to another. So usually it consists of two conductors. Usually it consists of the two conductors, inner conductor and outer conductor. So it is used to connect a source to load. So the source may be a transmitter and the load may be a receiver. So here the types of transmission lines. There are different types of transmission lines. The first one is two-wire parallel line. There are two-wire parallel line. The second one is a coaxial cable. Here the coaxial cable, it is having the inner conductor and it is having the outer conductor. Then twisted pair of lines is a twisted pair of lines. Then other one is a planar line. Then wire above the conducting plane. This is a totally conducting plane. So this wire is above the conducting plane. And then it is a microstrip line. So it is a microstrip line. Then optical fibers. Here optical fiber is also having the two conductors. One is the core, another one is a clad. So core is known as the inner conductor and clad is known as the outer conductor. So these are the different types of transmission lines. So here applications of transmission lines. So they are used to transfer the energy from one circuit to another circuit. And second one is they can be used as circuit elements like inductors, capacitors and so on. They can be used as impedance matching devices. They can be used as stub matching devices. Then single stub matching or double stub matching devices. They can be used as measuring devices. And coaxial cables are frequently used in laboratories and to connect the televisions to TV antennas. Microstrips are used in integrated circuits, ICs, in which the metallic strip connecting to electronic components, electronic elements are deposited on the dielectric substrates. Another one is a twisted pairs. Twisted pairs and coaxial cables are used in computer networks such as Ethernet and Internet purpose. So pair of parallel lines are used in telephony and power transmission lines. And planar lines are used to connect the transmitters and antennas. And here optical fibers are used to transmit information over a long and short distances with negligible attenuation. So when we transfer the information by using the optical communication, the attenuation is very, very low compared to the remaining applications. Then equivalent circuit of a pair of transmission line. So it is the equivalent circuit of a pair of transmission lines. So here the equivalent circuit will consist of the resistance part, inductor, and these two are series to each other, and capacitance and conductance, and these two are parallel to each other. RL both are series to each other. So here the parameters R, L, C, Z are known as the primary constants. These are known as the primary constants of a transmission line. And this consists of a cascaded sections, and each section consists of a series resistance R, series inductor L, and shunt capacitance C and shunt conductance G. So here primary constants, the resistance, inductance, capacitance, conductance are known as the primary constants of a transmission line. So here R is what is the different features of salient features of primary constants. So here R is defined as loop resistance per unit length of a line. L is defined as the loop inductance per unit line of length. C is defined as the shunt capacitance between two wires per unit length. G is defined as the conductance per unit length due to the dielectric medium separating the conductors. R, L, C, Z. R, L, C, Z are distributed along the length of the line For each line, the conductors are characterized by sigma, mu is equal to mu c is equal to mu naught, epsilon c equal to epsilon naught, and the dielectric medium, which is basically homogeneous, separating the conductor, is characterized by, for dielectric media, we have sigma d, mu d, and epsilon d. So here RLC, RLC and D, RLC and G. The primary constants depend upon the geometry of the transmission line. So these will always depends upon the geometry of a transmission line. So they are the different features of primary constants. The different silent features of the primary constants. So here the equivalent circuit of a transmission line is, so this is the equivalent circuit of a transmission line. So here let us assume a short section, PQ at a distance x from the sending end of a transmission line, at a distance x from the sending end of a transmission line. So let us assume transmission lines are A, B are the transmission lines, and assume a short section PQ, at a distance of x from the sending end of the transmission line. So let the line be for length L, and the primary constants of a line be R, L, C and G per kilometer. So consider a short section of a line PQ of length dx at a distance x from the sending end A. So by making dx very small, the current may be considered constant for voltage calculations and voltage constant for current calculations. So here we need to remove that. When we are calculating the voltage, we need to keep the current constant, and we are calculating the current, we need to keep the voltage constant. So at P, the voltage be V and current be I. At Q, the voltage is V plus dV and the current is I plus di. At P, the voltage is V and current is I. At point Q, the voltage, because we are increasing the length x plus dx, increasing length, therefore the voltage becomes V plus dV and the current becomes I plus di. At point Q, the current is I plus di and the voltage is V plus dV. At point P, the current is I and voltage is V. So the series impedance of small section dx will be R plus J omega L into dx, and shunt admittance of a small section dx will be G plus J omega C into dx. The voltage difference between P and Q is due to the current flowing through series impedance R plus J omega L into dx is, the voltage difference is, actual voltage is V and the voltage at point Q is V plus dV. Therefore the voltage difference is V minus V plus dV, which is equal to V equal to IR, using the formula I into the impedance is R plus J omega L into dx. Therefore V cancel each other, we have minus dV is equal to R plus J omega L into I into dx. So here if we differentiate the equation with respect to x on both sides, it is minus dV by dx equal to R plus J omega L into I into dx by dx will be cancel each other. Therefore the current difference between P and Q is due to the voltage applied to shunt admittance G plus J omega C into dx. So here current difference is I minus I plus di. Is equal to V by G. I is equal to V by Z. Therefore, it is V into I, V into 1 by R. But actually, in place of resistance, we are considering the conductance. Therefore, I is equal to V into G, where G is the conductance. Therefore, I cancel each other. Minus di is equal to G plus J omega C into V into dx. G plus J omega C into V into dx. So if you integrate the equation on both sides, minus di by dx equal to G plus J omega C into V. Therefore, differentiate the equations 1 and 2 with respect to x again. So here if you differentiate the equation 1 and 2 again, so it is minus d square V by dx square equal to R plus J omega L into, so here we have actually the equation is minus dV by dx is equal to R plus J omega L into I. If you differentiate the equation, it is minus d square V by dx square equal to, it is r plus j omega L into di by dx. R plus j omega L into di by dx. But we know that the di by dx equal to minus of g plus j omega c into v. Minus of g plus j omega c into d. Therefore, if you substitute in the equation, minus d square v by dx square equal to, it is r plus j omega L into, so in place of I, in place of di by dx, so here I am substituting minus of it is g plus j omega c into v. J omega c into v. Minus cancel each other. D square v by dx square equal to d square v by dx square equal to d square v by dx square equal to, here we have r plus j omega L into g plus j omega c. G plus j omega c. G plus j omega c into, already is v is there. Already v is there. Therefore, we know that the propagation constant P is equal to root of r plus j omega L into g plus j omega c. So P square equal to r plus j omega c plus g plus j omega c. Therefore, the equation d square v by dx square equal to P square into v, where P is the propagation constant. Similarly, if we differentiate the equation, current equation, minus d square I by dx square equal to g plus j omega c into dv by dx. But we know that dv by dx equal to minus of r plus j omega L into I. Minus cancel each other on both sides. Therefore, the equation d square I by dx square equal to r plus j omega L into g plus j omega c into I. So, in place of r plus j omega L into g plus j omega c, so here I am substituting P square, where P square equal to r plus j omega L into, it is g plus j omega c. Therefore, the equation becomes d square I by dx square equal to P square I. P square I. Now, the equations 3 and 4 are the differential equations of order 2, and the solutions are v is equal to, voltage v is equal to a into e power px plus b into e power minus px, and the current I is equal to c into e power px plus d into e power minus px, where a comma b are the constants with the dimensions of voltage, while c and d are the constants with the dimensions of the current. So here an alternative solution to the exponential are replaced by hyperbolic functions. So here we can substitute the exponential, in place of exponential we can substitute the hyperbolic functions, that is e power px equal to, we have cos hpx plus sin hpx, and e power minus px equal to cos hpx minus sin hpx. Therefore, if you substitute these two in above equation, the equation become v is equal to a into e power px. A into e power px. E power px is cos hpx plus sin hpx plus b into e power minus px. In place of e power minus px, you can substitute cos hpx minus sin hpx. Therefore, if you simplify the equation voltage equation is v is equal to a plus b into cos hpx plus a minus b into sin hpx. And in place of a plus b, I am assuming capital A, and in place of a minus b, here I am assuming capital B. Therefore, the equation reduces to v is equal to a cos hpx plus b sin hpx. Similarly, the current equation is I is equal to c into, in place of e power px, so here I am substituting cos hpx plus sin hpx plus d into, in place of e power minus px, here I am substituting cos hpx minus sin hpx. Therefore, the equation becomes I is equal to c plus d into cos hpx plus c minus d into sin hpx. C plus d is equal to, substitute capital C, and c minus d equal to, substitute capital D. Therefore, the equation becomes I is equal to c cos hpx plus d sin hpx. So, instead of now in two equations we have the four constants a, b, c, d. So, instead of four constants a, b, c, d, the equation can be simplified to only two unknown constants. So, to do that, substitute equation 7 in equation 1. So, substitute equation 7 in equation 1. So, what is equation 1? It is minus dv by dx. Minus dv by dx is equal to r plus j omega L into I. R plus j omega L into I. In place of v, here I am writing. So, minus d by dx of a cos hpx plus b sin hpx is equal to r plus j omega L into I. R plus j omega L into I. Therefore, if you differentiate the equation, so here it is minus of A into differentiation of cos HPX. Cos HPX is sin HPX into P plus differentiation of sin HPX is B into cos HPX into P, which is equal to R plus j omega L into I. Now it is here if you take minus P as common, so minus P into A sin HPX plus B cos HPX, which is equal to R plus j omega L into I. But we know that P is equal to root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega C. So if you substitute propagation constant value, so minus root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega C by R plus j omega L into A sin HPX plus B cos HPX, which is equal to the current. So here the equation can be modified as minus root of G plus j omega C by R plus j omega L into A sin HPX plus B cos HPX is equal to I. Here we have the characteristic impedance Z naught. The characteristic impedance Z naught equal to, we have the expression root of R plus j omega L by G plus j omega C. Therefore, the equation can be modified as it is I is equal to minus 1 by Z naught into A sin HPX plus B cos HPX. B cos HPX. Therefore, the equation is I is equal to minus 1 by Z naught into A sin HPX plus B cos HPX. Now, the equation reduces to two variables only, or two constants only. In both voltage and current, we have A and B constants only. So, therefore, V is equal to A cos HPX plus B sin HPX, and current I is equal to minus 1 by Z naught into A sin HPX plus B cos HPX. So, these equations can also be expressed in exponential form. Substituting these values of cos HPX equal to, if you substitute cos HPX equal to e power px plus e power minus px by 2, and sin HPX equal to e power px minus e power minus px by 2 in the voltage and current expressions. So here if you substitute these two in place of cos HPX, so here I am substituting e power px plus e power minus px by 2 in place of sin HPX. So here I am substituting e power px minus e power minus px by 2. So if we take common in the common terms, then we have a plus b by 2 into e power px plus a minus b by 2 into e power minus px. So in place of a plus b by 2, so here just assume small a. In place of a minus b by 2, let us assume small b. Therefore, the equation can be modified as v is equal to a into e power px plus b into e power minus px. And the current equation can be modified or reduced to current I is equal to 1 by z naught into b into e power minus px minus a into e power px. In a similar fashion, we can substitute here also. I is equal to minus 1 by z naught into a into sin hpx. Sin hpx equal to e power px minus e power minus px by 2 plus b into e power px plus e power minus px by 2. So here if we take common, so here it is I is equal to minus 1 by z naught into so here a into e power px by 2 minus a into e power minus px by 2 plus b into e power px by 2 plus b into e power minus px by 2. So here you can take a common of e power px by 2, e power px, if you take e power px common, e power px into a plus b by 2, and here we have, if you take e power minus px, we have b minus a by 2. So but here we have a minus b by 2 equal to small b. Therefore, if you extend the minus through the brackets, then the equation can be reduced to I is equal to 1 by z naught into b into e power minus px minus a into e power px. Let us suppose that the conditions at the sending end are known as, let us assume Is and Vs, and at the sending side, let us assume the voltage and currents are Vs and Is. Vs is the sending end voltage, Is is the sending end current, are the current and voltages respectively at the sending end. So at the sending end, the distance is x, x equal to 0 and voltage V equal to Vs. Therefore, the equation 9 becomes, therefore, what is the equation 9? So here equation 9 is V is equal to A cos HPX plus B sin HPX. Therefore, in place of X, substitute 0. In place of V, you substitute Vs. Therefore, the equation becomes this Vs is equal to this A cos H into 0, A cos HP into 0 plus B sin HP into 0. Therefore, sin 0, 0, cos 0 is 1. Therefore, it is Vs is equal to, we can write A. Vs equal to, we can write the A value. Therefore, we can write Vs equal to A. Similarly, if you substitute the same values in current expression, we have current Is is equal to minus 1 by Z naught into beta cos HPX x equal to 0 plus A sin HPX x equal to 0. So, sin 0 is 0. Then we have cos 0 is 1. Therefore, we have the expression Is is equal to minus B by Z naught, or we can substitute B is equal to minus Is into Z naught, minus Is into Z naught. Therefore, the equations can be modified as V is equal to, in place of A, here I am substituting Vs cos HPX, and in place of B, here I am substituting minus Is into B naught, minus Is B naught in minus Is Z naught, minus Is Z naught into sin HPX. Then I is equal to, in place of again the so here we need to substitute the values. So here what is the value? Current value I is equal to, we have minus 1 by Z naught into minus 1 by Z naught into A sin HPX plus B cos HPX. A sin HPX plus B cos HPX. So here it is I is equal to minus 1 by Z naught into 1 by Z naught into, in place of A. So here I am substituting Is, in place of A, I am substituting Vs. Therefore, Vs sin H P0, sin H P0, sin H P0 or sin HPX, sorry, sin H PX, sin HPX. In place of B, so here I am substituting minus Is into Z naught. Therefore, it is minus Is Z naught cos H PX, cos H PX. Therefore, if you multiply the expression, we have I is equal to minus Vs by Z naught, minus Vs by Z naught, sin H PX, minus minus cancel each other, and Z naught cancel each other. Therefore, plus Is into cos H PX, Therefore, the current expression is I is equal to Is cos HPX minus Vs by Z naught into sin HPX. Okay, these are the expression for equivalent circuit of a transmission line and the equations for a transmission line. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.